Please welcome to the stage the creator of Summer Game Fest and your host for this evening, Jeff Keighley.
Yes, let's do it. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight to a very, very special event. This is, of course, the Death Stranding 2 game premiere. And following on Friday, you probably saw Hideo was with us live at Summer Game Fest. Any of you guys see that or with us in the audience? He showed you a scene of Neil, where there's going to be a lot more Neil tonight. There's going to be a lot more Hideo and a lot more of the cast in the game that we're going to show you at this very special event. This is a special moment for me because we announced Death Stranding 2 with Hideo at the Game Awards back in 2022 right here in Los Angeles, and this really brings it full circle to be a couple weeks away from the launch of the game. And tonight, of course, Mr. Kojima will be here, but you're going to get the first live game demo, and you're going to see some stuff that you've never seen before from Death Stranding 2. Multiple clips of it. You're going to get a great sense of this game, and I've had a chance to play a bunch of it. I was in Tokyo a month or so ago, played more than 20 hours of it, and it's really spectacular, so you're going to get a taste of that tonight. Well, enough about me and my experiences. Let's hear from the man, the creator of Death Stranding and a true legend in the entertainment world. Please join me in welcoming the world-renowned game creator, Mr. Hideo Kojima. And Aki will translate, as always. Well, Mr. Kojima, this is a special moment for you and for all of us. Let's take a seat and talk more about Death Stranding 2. Well, Hideo, as I said, I know it's been a long journey to get here. The game is complete. Now you're beginning the world tour, and we're starting it here in Los Angeles, where we announced the game a number of years ago. I'm sure you must be looking forward to its final release, and I know the fans are looking forward to it. So how are you feeling?
I've been creating games for 40 years, and I had so many things, but this time it was special. We had the pandemic, and I became a little sick during the pandemic, and I thought I would never finish DS2, but I made it, and I'm here today for the event, and I'm happy as ever. Thank you so much, everyone.
They're going to be even happier when I think they get to play it. You know, we're all itching, obviously, to play through the full game. I got to play some of it, and everyone here is going to get to play it when it comes out June 26th. Why don't you tell people what you have in store for them tonight, for those of you here in the audience, and of course, all of you watching the live stream as well?
Well, I edited a couple of trailers you've seen. And I think you're full with trailers, right? My trailers. However,
we love them.
However, Street Day is right around the corner, and I don't want to give any, secret away. So I'll show you a little opening and also the gameplay, and also invite some cast, and I hope everyone could just enjoy that as a show tonight.
Fantastic. You guys into that? We're very much looking forward to the fact that we're going to have some live gameplay of it. But before we get to the guests and the game, I want to talk a bit about the journey of bringing DS2 to life. You mentioned the COVID pandemic. I know that you were sick for a while. It was a challenging time for you personally, and I know that affected the story that you wanted to share with the players in that game. So could you maybe talk a little bit about the journey to bring us to this day?
Well, 2016, when I started Death Stranding, that area, the social situation was everyone was divided, solitude. So I made that as a theme in DS1. And I said, everyone, let's get connected. And right after that release of the game, we had the pandemic. And my fiction became a little reality. And I experienced a lot during the pandemic. And since we had internet, we had this connection over digital during the pandemic, which was great. But it moved on too much to digital, and we forgot about analog connection to meet in person. So when I already had the DS2 idea, but I had to scratch that off because I experienced the pandemic. So I rewrote, because it's a new connection after pandemic. So I put that in the game system, and I wanted everyone to experience that because it's after the pandemic I created DS2.
So in many ways, you created stories for two games. So the one version, then you rewrote it and reconceived it?
Well, it was just in my head, when I first. And I'm not going to reveal that, so,
Well, you're, of course, back here in Los Angeles now, where we announced DS2 at TGA, and I know LA has been a big part of the story of this game, with you coming here to do a lot of the performance capture with the cast as well, right?
Yeah. I come to LA probably a lot. I have a lot of friends here as well. And when I was a child, I saw a lot of dramas like Chips and all these based on Starsky and Hutch, all these California, LA thing, and I loved it. And I wanted to be a homicide detective of LA police, but I couldn't be that, I wanted to, but that's how much I love LA.
Well, we're glad to have you here. LA loves you, Hideo. As I mentioned, I was lucky enough to be over in Tokyo just a few months ago to get a chance to play through the early parts of Death Stranding 2. It's a lot of the previews that you read online from media that got a chance to experience the first 20 or 30 hours of the game. And it was, as someone that loved DS1, DS2 really takes things to the next level and adds a lot of new elements that we'll talk about tonight. But I think it really has refined a lot of the ideas that you had in the first game. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the shirt that you're wearing. There you go. There's the reveal. Tell us about this.
Well, I've asked Pablo Uchida to draw a new poster. And you remember the DS1 poster he drew, and I'm a big fan of him, so I asked him again to draw a poster for DS2.
Wow, well that's beautiful, and that's a first look at that poster there as well. Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Hideo. Where is that going to be used? It's a poster, but we'll...
Yeah, posters, or like the title of the novel that I'll do, on like marketing, PR things. But it's not for the game package. The game package is, as you know, it's Sam and Lou. So that'll be the key art for the game.
Great. All right, well, we have so much to show you guys today, including a bunch of gameplay from Death Stranding 2. And I'm sure you're excited to bring out some of our guests and hear from our guests. So first of all, we have a special video message from our first guest. Let's take a look.
Hi, everyone. It's Elle Fanning here. I play tomorrow in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And I know the team has put together a very exciting show for you today. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there, but I will reconnect and see you all very soon. Have fun.
Elle Fanning, of course, plays tomorrow, and we'll be seeing some incredible footage of tomorrow in action. Don't want to spoil anything, but you're going to learn a lot more about tomorrow tonight. And of course, yeah, tomorrow tonight, exactly. Makes sense. But now let's welcome some of our other special guests to the stage. First up, she plays the role of Rainey in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Please welcome to the stage the beautiful Shioli Kutsuna. Fantastic. Our next guest, a man who we all know and love. He plays Higgs, back again for DS2. The one and only Troy Baker. Come on out, Troy.
I'll stay with you in your mind every single day. I'll wait, and so we strung it on the...
And finally, let's bring out someone who's been deeply involved in the music of Death Stranding 2. He's flown all the way from Paris, France to be here. Please give a warm welcome to Woodkid. All right, let's yeah, go over there. Yeah. Jake, go over there. We're all here. All right, well, let's take a seat and get this show started. First of all, I want to ask all of you guys about your involvement with Hideo. Shirley, tell me about how did you get involved in this project? How did Mr. Kojima reach out to you?
I got a text from my friend, actress Rinko Kikuchi. She's a Japanese actress. And she was like, oh, Hideo wants to be in touch with you. And I had no idea what she meant. But the next thing I knew, I was at his office and with like a huge screen with like the most coolest artwork of my character. And he was like briefing me with all the details and just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hideo, why did you want to have Shirley in this game?
ですね、日本のキャラクターを出したかったんです
Well,
ね。
I wanted to have a Japanese character.
アジアの人を CG にする
Like,
とかなり難しいんですよ。
It's very difficult and challenging to have an Asian kind of person as a CG, and I wanted to really do my
まあ
best
英
this
語
time.
で喋って日本語でも喋れないといけないので。
You know, it has to be someone who could speak
Native
native English and also speak
まあ、しおりさんを
Japanese.
狙ってたんですけ
And I
ど、
always thought about Shiori as
アドレスがわから
casting,
ない。
but I didn't know her address.
菊池凛子さん、
So I knew Rinko
友達だったんで
Kikuchi, my friend.
メール
So
送って
I kind of mailed her saying, "Hey,
彼女のアドレスを聞
I
いたん
need
ですけ
her
ど、
address." You know,
凛
then
子
she
さん
told
は
me,
凛子さんは私には役はないの。
and Rinko was like, "You're not asking me, you know." But never mind. I wanted to just, contact Shiori.
Well, it worked out. You're incredible. We're going to see some scenes, I know, today, Future Rainy. Troy, you have a long history with Mr. Kojima across multiple franchises, and Higgs is back in DS2, but you obviously started collaborating with him on Metal Gear and now into this. Tell us a bit about, returning to the role of Higgs 5 years later. How does it feel?
That's a weird thing to think about. It's been 5 years. First of all, whenever you have a new project like this, a new idea, no matter how experienced you are, it's always a little scary to come up with something new. And you guys have been so incredibly supportive. And in 5 years, we've watched this community grow to such an amazing level and with such voracious support for this story, for this character, for all of the characters. And so to come back to this 5 years later, after seeing, I gotta say, Higgs cosplay is like next level, y'all. And it is always cool every time. So now I can see how much this story, how much these characters, and especially the story that we tried to tell and the message that we tried to communicate with this game, how much that's resonated with you guys. So to come in 5 years later and go, okay, now let's take it up higher. We all rose to that challenge, and I think that we did a damn good job. I can't wait for you guys to play it.
I would agree. Woodkid, at South by Southwest, it was revealed your collaboration with Hideo, and tonight we'll talk a lot about that because it's a very deep collaboration that you had across the score and soundtrack, and we'll hear some of your incredible work tonight. But tell me, how did this collaboration begin with Hideo?
Hideo called me for the director's cut of the first episode, the first installment, and he wanted to use 2 songs from my second record on it. And it was, of course, a honor because I grew up with Hideo's games, so it was just like a dream coming true. And I think just during the pandemic or something, I think he called me and be like, would you want to come and work differently now, like writing music? And that's how it started. Just me going to Japan right after lockdown, I think, and starting to work in the offices. And that's how it all started, what you're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I know you spent a fair amount of time actually in the KJP office, and this was a different level of collaboration for you, Hideo, I think, with a musician. Tell us a bit about that.
僕の
Well,
まあオフィスと
I
か
have my
自分の
little
席の隣に
office, you know,
会
and then
議
there's
室があるん
a,
ですけ
a
ど
meeting space right next
そ
to
こを
it.
まあヨ
So
アンの席にして
I said, this is
そこ
Yoan's
に
room.
朝早くヨアン
And he comes early in the morning and it goes late at night.
で僕トイレ行った帰りに必
And
ず
every time I go to the bathroom, I kind of stop by and say, hey, what's your new song? And he made me listen to the, you know, and I also did like the training with him together, like stretch in the morning with my trainer.
変わった感じです
So it was a really strange relationship. He was there for like a long time.
I wasn't abducted. There was nothing weird. But it was consensual.
But I think, you know, your games always have music as a key through line, and it feels like for this one, you know, the songs he was working on really have an emotional connection to the story, right? And there were themes and emotions that you're really trying to convey, not only through the lyrics, but through the music and tone. So I'm sure that was part of your storytelling in many ways, right?
まあ音楽は、まあ作品の映画もそうですけど
Well, same as
まあ
movies,
80% ぐらいは
music is like, I don't know, maybe 80% is like important. Music is important. Like sound effect as
まあ
well.
音楽
Like music,
例えば
sound
音
effects.
が全くなくても
And
効
there
果はある
could be like a total silence, and that could be a
結
sound
局
effect as well.
ゲームってコントローラーがあって二
A
次
game,
元
you
のモニ
have
ターがあっ
a
て
controller, you have a monitor in
スト
front
レ
of
オ
you,
で
a
音が鳴る
2D,
だけなんですよ
and you just have a
でそこに
music
匂いも
or
なければ
sound
温度
effect
もな
coming
けれ
in, you know, 2D. You don't have any
でもそこに
temperature,
音
you
楽とか
can't
音が入
taste
ることで
anything. But if you have
そこにいる
sound
感
effect
覚が
and
出てくる
music, you get more
あるいはそ
immersive.
の感情をこう
And
くすぐるよ
you,
うに
it also kind of affects your
セリフ
emotion
がなくて
through
も音楽が鳴るだけで
music. You might not need a dialogue sometimes. You have like a happy song or a sad song, and it really
非常に重要だと思い
evokes
ます
your
はい
emotions. So I think music is, in that way, very important.
Yes, well, we'll see some demonstrations tonight, I think, of how much music is key to the experience of DS2. All right, well, we've got much more to talk about, but I think you guys are here also to see some footage that's never been shown before of Death Stranding 2. And before we get to the gameplay demo, Hideo has prepared a couple of clips from the game that he wants to showcase for you. So first of all, we're going to look at Tomorrow, played by Elle Fanning, and Rainey, played by Shirley, in-game. Do you want to tell us anything about what we're about to see, Hideo?
最初のシーンは東京ゲームショウ
Well,
で出したんです
I
けど
already shown this at Tokyo
まあ
Game
今日
Show,
は英語
but
版
today I wanted to show the
あの
English version of
トゥモロー
it.
とレイニーの関係がどうなの
Tomorrow
かみたい
and
な
Rainey's relationship, you'll get it in the English dialogue.
Great. Okay, here's the first look at that clip.
Thank you.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tomorrow wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in the realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Oh, that was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
Mm-hmm. And I just can't wait.
Talk about terrible, Sam. I've heard dogs with better tones.
Well, let's talk a bit more about the relationship between Tomorrow and Rainey. Hideo, what can you tell us about what we should take away from that scene about their relationship?
サムが旅をして、
Well, Sam is
マゼラン号っていうのがつ
traveling,
いてくるんですけ
and
ど、
you have this Magellan following you.
仲間をどんどん呼ん
And in the Magellan, you kind of
仲間が
group
増えていくんですけど、
your members onto the
ト
Magellan.
モローもレイにもちょっと
And
特殊能
Tomorrow
力ある、
and
ちょっ
Rainey,
と過去にいろいろある
of course, has
ちょっと
special
孤独な人たちだった
abilities, but they were
フラジャイルもそうですけど、
even fragile. They were like very lonely, so they
どんどん
come
距離を
in,
縮めていくという。
and you're closely, slowly connecting with them as well,
で
all of
は
them. So Sam,
DS1 はたった一
in
人で
DS1,
世界を
he
つないでましたけど、
connected the world just
今回
alone.
は
But this
通
time,
信圏内であれ
you
ばマゼラン
have
号を呼べる
you
ので、
could summon the Magellan once you connect the chiral network,
そこ
so
に
you
彼
could
女
go
たちが
back,
いると。
and they will always be
サム
there
にとっては
for
一つの
you.
家ですね。
So to Sam,
で
it's
そ
almost
こ
like
で
a home.
彼女たちの
So
人間関係
you
を
could see
人
the
間が育っていく
progression
のを見
of
ていく
how
と
they
いう。
grow inside,
そういう狙い
as a
があり
team
ます。
in the Magellan. So that's my goal there.
Shirley, we heard you singing there, I think, right? That was your voice?
Yeah.
What was it like recording that scene, but also getting to sing?
Well, we sang it. I think did we shoot that scene? 撮影しましたよね。
そうですね。
Yeah, we shot that scene as well, but in addition, there was ADR, and I'm doing the voice for both English and Japanese, and I don't sing usually.
Okay.
So I think I was nervous the most to shoot this scene, because it's like completely silent in the ADR room, and you can just hear your voice back, but it was a fun scene.
Well, you sound great.
Thank
Should
you.
sing some more. Absolutely. Troy, we know that you sing, and you sing damn good. We heard your voice for the first time, I think, at the DS2 reveal trailer at TGA. We heard you doing Higgs doing BB's theme. So can we expect some Higgs singing in this game?
If he lets me, absolutely. If you
Hideo?
don't know, like I got my start. I thought I was going to make my dent in the world as a musician, and life went no. And instead, I've got this really cool other path for you to follow, and I'm grateful for that. And one of the things that I love most about working with Hideo is the fact that he looks at who we are as people, and he infuses that into the character. And that is something that is such an honor, and I don't say that lightly, because it's so much fun just for someone to go, hey, I want you to sing, or I want you to create your music in this thing that you've always been passionate for. I'm going to make you do something you're not comfortable doing, but that becomes a part of the character. And so I'm grateful. He gave me a chance to sing. I did my best. I hope you guys like it, because definitely, as you've seen, the music, the bar for the music in this game is super high. So I'm just happy to try and vault over it.
Well,
ヒックスは最
Higgs
初ギター持ってなかったんですよ。
didn't have a guitar
で
at
コロナの
first.
時に、
And
まあ
during
世界中が辛い思いしてる時に、
when I was, everyone was
YouTube
feeling
かな
low, I was
トロイが
watching maybe
ギターを弾いて歌っ
YouTube,
てた
and
ん
I
ですよ
saw
ね。
Troy's channel, and he
すごい
was
感動して。
singing with a guitar, and I was really touched. I knew he could sing, but I thought, wait,
すぐしんちゃ
he
んに
could
言って
sing really good. So I talked to
ヒックスのギターをデザインして
Yoji,
くれ
say, hey, can you design a guitar for
で
Higgs?
あんまり
Can I design a guitar?
ちょっとネタバレに
So
なるとあれです
I
け
don't
ど
want to say so much to spoil things,
それずっと歌ってますね。
but Troy is just constantly singing in the game.
期待してください。
So don't worry.
Lots of Troy
Can I
music.
tell one more story?
Yes,
just
go
one
for
more
it.
quick story. This also speaks to how open he is to what we do. So you guys have seen this part. The first thing you ever see when Higgs comes in, and he goes, "Sam the man, same as it ever was." That was a rehearsal, because when I hear the line "same as it ever was," I automatically think Talking Heads. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I do that thinking there's no way they're going to keep that. Someone from legal's going to go, "What are you, crazy?" And he goes, "That's it." So that was the first time when I got to sing in Death Stranding 2.
Well, having played the game, I know there's a lot more Troy coming. Woodkid, we heard your To the Wilder, which is an incredible song. We heard your voice on that. Beautiful, amazing, emotional piece of music on the trailer at South by Southwest. That's also available as a single. Tell us about the collaboration with Hideo, because you've done over a dozen different tracks with him, some vocal, some instrumental. Tell us about how you approached, collaborating with him for the music.
With a lot of respect, first of all, for his work and for the work of Ludwig and Lauror and just the path that has been written on the first game. So I was very humbled, and it's all about making procedural music. So it's a bit different in this game because it's not just taking some pop songs and putting them in the game. This time we've tried to engineer songs that were completely procedurally rebuilt by the engine. So it is procedural music. It is music that evolves based on the gameplay's actions, on the gameplay sequences, and it is so different for me. It's just a very nerdy approach of music, so I had to reverse engineer the tracks and really build them through musical theory and almost building our own samplers so that the harmony could be built based on the actions. So it's fascinating. It's an amazing process. I'm very grateful. I learned so much in the process.
Yeah. For a song like To the Wilder, does Hideo give you sort of a theme that he wants, an emotional, a feeling that he wants you to bring to life in music, or how do you collaborate on that in the lyrics and the feeling?
Yeah, Hideo came in the office with just the idea of making a song first. That would be kind of like a lead single for the game, but it came with the script, and I have this pile of paper I try to digest, and then the only thing that came in my mind was the idea of wilderness, and To the Wilder was something that came really quickly. I remember we had a demo and it was just humming stuff To the Wilder, and the To the Wilder came. I was just in the very early on in the kind of random lyrics that I wrote, and it was yeah, that I like. And then I built all around this idea of what it is to be wild, but not just as a landscape, but also as what it is to be wild as a person.
いろんなキャラクターのテーマをヨアンに書いてもらって。
And also, Yoan created a lot of themes for each character.
早い時期にラフが出来上がってて、
the rough
しおりさんも一緒に聞きましたよね。
he sent to me, he made it very quickly, so I listened to Shiori as well with her
パフォーマンス
character.
キャプチャーの時に、
So during the
実は
performance
レイン
character,
のシーンとかは
there was
あんま
this
り言うとあれ
rainy
ですけど
scene that we had to shoot
レ
with
インのテ
Shiori.
ーマを流しながら
We
撮影をした
kind
の
of
で、
put that music
曲に
on
ぴっ
the
たり合うように
set. On that timing, the Rainy's theme, so that she could act according to it. So we did that
撮
too.
影の時も音楽
So
が結
even
構関わって、
during shooting, I kind of used his, draft songs to kind of evoke the emotions.
Wow. Well, we're going to hear much more about the soundtrack a little bit later. But I know you have something else to share with us as well, Hideo, right?
はい、エルさん
Yes,
モロの役なんですけど、
it's tomorrow's
結構謎な存在なんで
else
す。
scenes.
彼女も
And she's a mystery character,
特殊能力があり
but
まして、
she has special abilities,
実は猛
and
烈にアクションをする
she's actually
人なんです
really
けど、そこをちょ
actions
っと
and
持っ
moves.
てきました。
So I thought I would bring in that scene. Don't be too surprised watching this,
This
how she actions.
This is when the event starts to get crazy. Wait until you guys see this scene. Let's check this out. Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Come on, right? Crazy game. Well, now you can see some of what Tomorrow can really do in the full game. Hideo, give us a little bit of context. You don't even want to spoil much, but what are we seeing there about Tomorrow's abilities?
まあサムより強いはちょっと問題あるんですけど、ね。
Well, it's a little problem. She's stronger than Sam.
まあタールが出るんですけど。
Well, she has tars coming out from her body, and that precedes the time, right, when something touches.
まあそれぐらいしか。
So I think that's the only secret I could tell you right now.
In that scene also, you talked about your collaboration with Woodkid. Woodkid, I believe that's some of your music that we're seeing there, right, as well?
曲もヨアンの曲ですね。
Yes, it's a Yoan's song, yeah.
So tell us a bit about, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's a song called Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
where'd you get the name?
It's
worked hard on that title.
I remember seeing that scene and being like blown away by the strangeness of it, and I thought that we had to make a song that was completely deconstructed because there was some kind of craziness in it that had to be reflected in the music. So it's this kind of industrial breadcore that is fully randomized by in the process of composing it. It was just we had the engine kind of randomize everything, and I composed everything with like tools that helped me randomize the music. So it is so random. Hopefully in a good way, but it's like it's just breaks over breaks, and he goes crazy, crazy, crazy. And I remember Hideo always pushing me like more crazy, more crazy. So it's like yeah, we had a lot of fun editing that.
It's
that
very
scene.
yeah, very arresting, amazing scene. Shirley, that's another side of Tomorrow. Is Rainey jealous of her abilities?
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that scene? I remember when I first even watched them rehearsing it with like this strange, I don't even know what you call like this equipment that can do all these kinds of moves. I was so jealous. It was so cool.
Troy, we don't have a Higgs scene today, unfortunately.
I sent you one, and you wouldn't play it.
Too many spoilers, Hideo said.
Too many spoilers.
But, Higgs, obviously. What can you tell us about Higgs in this game? What will Hideo let you tell?
I mean, dude, we went talk about going nuts and crazy. I thought we went crazy the first time. Nope. Nope. I will say this. Get juice. We're just going to say no spoilers because we want you to play the game. We're not going to show you everything right now. But what I can tell you are there are scenes that I'm really proud of. I mean, I'm proud of the game, but like when you step on it, it's easy to go, okay, I know what this is like. I know how to do this. And every scene was something that was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. And there's some great story that we get to really unpack, some parts of Higgs that we get to unpack in this, and I'm grateful that we did. I'm grateful that we didn't leave everything on the dance floor the first game, that there is more to explore with Higgs in this. Not just my character, but everybody. Leia Sadu, oh my God, in this game. We haven't even talked about her yet. You guys don't even know what you're in for. So I'm grateful that there's no shortage of ideas when it comes to Hideo and the vision of this, but also like that we as performers get the opportunity to try to execute that. And obviously we want to live up to the vision, we want to live up to our own expectation, but now, just like you said, it's been 5 years, second game, the bar is higher. More than anything, what everybody that stepped foot on that stage or into the office wants to do is give you guys the experience that you're not even expecting to get. And we blow past those expectations. That's what we want to do. Yeah.
今日はヒックス持ってきてないんですけど、
today I don't have Higgs scenes, sorry.
DS1 やった人は分かるんですけど、
How many played
すごいほど戦ってますけど、
DS1? Remember you battled so much with
今回は
Higgs.
その3倍ぐらい
This time,
出てきますんで、
I'm gonna make you battle 3 times
ヒ
more.
ックス嫌いになるぐらい、
And you're gonna
まだ来んのかみ
you're
たいな。
gonna go like Higgs again, you know.
で、最後にちょっと泣けるかもしれ
But
ない。
at the end, you might cry a bit.
Hope he's gonna make it. All right. Well, we've seen a couple of scenes. I know everyone's very eager to get to the next part of the show because I understand we're going to show a live demo of DS2, right?
はい、もうすぐ発売なんでこればっかり言って
Well, it's going to be
ますけど、
released
まずオープニングを
soon,
見
but I
てい
wanted
た
to
だき
show
ます。
you the real opening part of the game.
で、DS1 のオープニングちょっと重ねて意図的にしてます。
I've kind of overlapped with the DS1 opening as well, deliberately.
もう一個は、
And one more game scene is,
ニールが出てくると。
well, it's the Neil scene.
Yes. Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to see multiple sequences from the game, and we're very mindful of not spoiling anything for people that are going to see it. But yeah, I know we're going to start out with live playthrough of the game. As Hideo said, you're going to see the literal opening kind of 5 minutes of the game. And it's going to be played live by a member of the KJP team, Yoshike, who's backstage right now, or he's actually going to come out here right now, and you're going to meet him. And he's going to play it on a PlayStation 5 Pro for you today. Here's Yoshike. Came all the way from Tokyo to play the game. He's a
昨日も練習したんですけど、
Yesterday he was
あまりに
practicing,
も緊張してお腹を壊しまし
and he
た。
was so nervous yesterday. He had a bad stomach yesterday. He's okay today.
さっきリハでちょっと失敗したん
But
で
we did a
ゲ
rehearsal,
ームオーバーだったらごめんなさい。皆さん
and
ね
he kind of made a mistake at the rehearsal. So if he goes game over, I'm sorry. I'll apologize in
And
advance.
backstage, he's literally for the past 2 hours been playing again and again and again and again because he's so nervous about it. But the opening, obviously, you'll see the battle scenes get a little more intense. But yeah, we're going to show you the first sort of 5 minutes of the game. You'll hear some music from Woodkid. And anything you want to do to set this up, Hideo?
そうですね。はい。
Yeah, let's show it.
Okay, so we're going to look at the beginning of Death Stranding 2 for the first time. And remember, this is all real-time in-engine on PS5 Pro.
Me? I've always loved porters. Through freezing rain and biting wind, across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts, they come to deliver something priceless, a glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window, my sole connection to the outside world, and I know they'll be back again today.
Minus 61. Have I ever really loved someone? Do I deserve what I got? Now the gray system's down to traps and the fear is switching sides. I own $1 million worth of stuff, but I still won't sleep at night. What is it that I've become? Minus 61. Now the water level rises high in my cold paradise, where men sit in circles and talk numbers and never really lie. The way they think of life as some kind of gamble and watch the city drown. Where is it that I belong?
Now, I'm sure, Hideo, people are wondering, we're seeing some of the names from DS1 here in the opening credits. What can you tell us about that?
Sorry for the cheering, but we have like flashback scenes and also from DS1 scene, an explanation for the DS1 scenes in the game. So they're appearing in that part.
Okay, sure.
So we're already in the game. This is in the border of Mexico and UCA. So it's 11 months after the ending of DS1. So you see Sam here, and he's just living on himself, delivering. And Lou, 11 months old, is actually delivering with Sam. So this is a tutorial stage. So I want people to learn the camera controls or the basic controls, the basic ones. So this is already in the game. And okay, we're going to change the camera a little bit.
はい。
Open world.
ですね。ちょっとズームとかする？
And we could maybe zoom it. I mean, yep.
はい。まあここ最初チュートリアルです。
So this is the real first part, the tutorial.
で、ちょっと主観にしてもらって。
All right, let's change the camera here.
ここが
And
あ
that's
そこがサムの
the
隠れ家
goal.
です。
It's Sam's hideout.
で、あっこまで帰りましょ
So
うと
the
いう
first mission is
まあ
to
簡単な
go
ミッション
back to your hideout. That's
で
simple
まあ
mission,
オープン
yeah?
ワールドなんでどこで
So
も
it's
行
an
けますし
open world game, so you could go
それを学
anywhere.
習してもらうと
And I
バ
want
ランスを
people
取ったり
to, you know, learn the
崖から落
controls.
ち
You
たり
could
する
go anywhere.
で
So
こ
let's
こ
move on. So
音
listen,
楽聴いてくださいね
listen carefully here.
走ると今ドラム
When
鳴
you
ってま
run,
す
you hear the drum rolls,
終わ
right?
ると
You stop.
ドラムなくなります
No drums.
プレイヤーのアクション
So
でアレンジが変わ
the
ります
music
ヨアンの
arrangement
曲ですけど
changes. It's a Yoan's Woodkid song, but it will change according to players' actions.
で、ルートによっても
So
曲のア
even
レン
it
ジは変わります
also changes according to which route you
今こ
take.
こ走ってますけど
So he's on top
まあ
of
メ
the
ロディー
hill.
とリズムがあります
You
ね
hear the melody, you have the rhythm coming
でちょ
in.
っと道を外
And
れ
then,
て
okay,
みる
let's
と
go sidetrack a little bit.
リズムとメロディ
So
ーがなくなって
the rhythm and the melody
で
goes away.
ストリングスと、まあ、ピアノが入っ
And
て
you're
く
going
る
to slowly start to hear the
これ
strings
一つの曲
and the
なんですね
piano. So this is the
なん
same
で
song,
プレイヤーによってサントラが変わる
but
と
the soundtrack will differ according to how you play it, to each player.
ヨハンにお願いして
Guided by
So,
music.
yes. So I have to say thank you, Woodkid, because this was such a difficult job.
まあちょっと自動演奏みたいな感じです
It's almost like auto play, right? Auto music.
で、まあここはどこからでも行けるので
So you could
まあ
go
ちょっと
anywhere here.
カイラルクリーチャー
Oh,
という
there's a chiral creatures.
まあす
but
ぐ行ってもいいですけどちょっと戻
We
りましょう
could
か
go into them, but let's
あんま
avoid
り
them
攻
for
撃し
now.
ないと害はないんですけど
They won't attack you unless you attack them, so you could just
でこれ
move
セ
away
ンサーですけど、まあ
using the
前作と一緒に
sensors.
赤いと
It's
こ
the
ろが滑りや
same.
すいん
The
で
red places are slippery areas,
でまあ大体、結構急な斜面も上がり
so
ます
you could climb quite steep hills. You don't have so much equipment at this stage, but you could still
上が
go.
っていくと
All right, let's go back top on the
リズム
mountains,
と
and you'll hear the rhythm and the
melody
melody coming back in, the chorus.
Credits.
でカメラも行きます
And also, let's move on.
camera ですね。
And the camera changes
ピーター・
at
ジャクソンカメラという
sometimes. I call it like the Peter Jackson camera.
でこれが嫌な人は
And if you
戻
don't
してもいい
like
です
this, you could hit the button and the camera will switch back.
補正をしてるので落ちないように
But
な
and I also, when it's during this camera, you won't fall. So I kind of, programmed that you won't fall. But
まあでもバランス取らないと落ちます
but you need to balance. It's not as easy as you see.
でどっからでも行けます。ここ
And
で
you could go
まあ
anywhere,
このデスス
right?
トのこの体重移動みたいなも
And
の
you
を
have to kind of
学習してい
learn
ただく
the balancing so you won't fall. You don't want to fall.
で、今回はですね、リアルタイムで地形が
And
変わ
also
ることが
this
あります
time, the map changes real
地震
time
とか火災とか洪水
because
と
you
かが
have
起こるの
natural
で
disasters like
まあ道が
earthquakes,
なくなったり
floods,
するんですけど、
forest
ここは地
fires.
震のチュー
So
トリア
I'm
ル
going to show you a little bit of the
地震来ますよ
earthquake.
地震
Yeah, there's a small one
Right.
coming.
これちょっとちっちゃい地震
And this is
こ
a
れ
small one
でもバランス
to
取らないと
predict a bigger one, but you need to keep balance not to
で
fall
もうちょっ
off.
と行くと
All right, let's go a little
ちょ
further.
っと大きな地震来ます
But then a big one's going to come.
これは踏ん張らないとこけます
You have to really stand still and balance, otherwise you fall.
ここが、雪山だと雪崩になる
Now you could imagine if this was a snowy mountains, you get like
なん
avalanches.
で地形が変わるのでちょっ
So
と大変な
as you can see, the map changed. Now you can't go
で
there anymore.
ルーちゃんが地震で泣いてる
And
ので
Lou is starting to cry
ちょっとあれしてみま
because
しょうかね。
was scared. So let's
コン
soothe
トローラー
Lou.
を上げて
Okay,
こう
let's see the movement of the controller here, as you can see,
は
and you could soothe Lou.
い、顔を見てもいいですよ顔を
Or
ズーム
you
しても
could close up. You could see the close up of Lou's face, and
はい、ルーちゃん泣いてますけど、ね、
we'll stop crying. But okay, we're
ル
soothing.
ーちゃん機嫌直った、
Okay, Lou is
ルーちゃん
now
笑ってます
happy. Yeah, smiling.
はい、よかったですね。
All right, let's put it back.
まあルーちゃんのことを心配しながらも
So you have to take care of
で
Lou
ここから
too.
結構まだ長いので、
All right,
ちょっとここで一回止
we're
め
gonna
ますね
cut here because it's gonna have a long distance. But that's the beginning.
What'd you guys think of that? Incredible. Amazing to see the world, the music, and all that come together in such a beautiful way. Good day. Well, we also now want to show some other gameplay moments from the game. We're going to skip a little bit ahead, right? and show another gameplay
そうです。
moment. So
まあ配達のゲームなんで、
Yeah, it's a delivery
配
game,
達を出したいんですけど、
but I want to show the
配達を
delivery
見てるとしん
process.
どいと思う。
But I think you'll be bored
プレイは面白
watching
いと思う。
delivery. Of course,
なん
playing
で
is fun, but watching is
ちょっと
different.
戦闘シーン
So I brought in like a action scene.
前回クリフっていうのが出てきたと
So you
マッツ
you
さん
remember Cliff, played by Mats in Death
ちょっとクリ
Stranding
フに
1.
重ねてます
So I have a little bit character
で
that
サムが
resembles
謎
that.
の空間に引き込
So
まれて
Sam goes into this unknown
そこで
world,
のゲームプレイ
and it's a gameplay
で
on that
結構
area.
戦闘なので
So it's a battle
吉池君
scene.
が失敗するかもしれ
So
な
I
いです
hope Mr. Yoshike
皆
won't
さん
fumble
で
this
応援
one.
してください
Hope you could cheer for him back there. He's been practicing this.
all right, well, it sounds like he's ready backstage. So let's take a look at this battle sequence from Death Stranding 2. Real live gameplay.
これ
So
まあ前は戦争の
remember the
空
last
間なんです
time
これは
was
災害の
different
空間で
wars, but this
ここは
time
火
it's
災ですね
different
火事の空間
natural disasters. So this is
まあ
representing
花火上
the
がってますけど
fire. So you have like fireworks and things like that. But
綺麗
you
ですけどね。
see, it looks beautiful, but it's
で噴
dangerous.
石みたいなのが降ってきてどんどん
And
燃
there'll
えて
be
いき
like
ます
lavas
であそこ
flying
にリメイン
around.
ズっていうその
And
災
you'll
害
see
に遭った
like
人たちのまあ
this
ゴースト
ghosts, we call it remains. And you see some ghosts walking by as well.
どんどん火災が広がる
So yes, the fire starts to spread.
ドールマンですね今の
And Dolman, as a sidekick, will speak to you too. So there's this fireworks still going on,
どんどん噴石が
and all these lavas
これイルカと
falling at you.
クジラなんですけど
Well, actually, the lavas is as part of the whales, but anyways.
でこれニールさんの
And
護
you
衛
see the warriors, we call it,
来ました
who is guarding
はい
Neil,
で
comes out.
右に通路がありまして
So you could go
あっち
to the
行ってもいいんですけ
right
ど
and
あっち行くと
sneak,
戦闘じゃなくて
but you won't
火
battle.
災なんですけど
So this
皆さん戦
time,
闘が見たいと思うんで
I know everyone
こ
wants
っち
to
行きます
see battle, right? So we're gonna go through the
で
middle this time.
まあオーストラリアなんで
And since this is
ブーメラン
Australia, I'm
ブラッド
gonna use
ブーメラン
a
っていうのを作ってみたい
blood boomerang, right?
サムの血が入ったやつですね
So Sam's blood is in
ちょっ
there.
と見にくいんです
So
大丈夫
okay, it's a little hard to see, but I think he's aiming.
これは失敗しないと思いますけどね
I think he won't make a mistake here.
あ言いましたね
Yeah, good hit.
まあブーメラン戻ってくるんで
And boomerang comes back.
戦いたくない人は別の道行ってくださいね
But if you're not good at battling, you could actually sneak away as well. You could always have that option.
お
All right, the boomerang came back.
はいいなくなりましたんで
All right,
ただ
we
まあ
got.
どんどん火災が広がってい
All
く
right,
の
the
で
fire is starting to spread.
噴石が来ました
Yes, all these things flying around.
でタールキャノンというの
So
があ
we
りま
use
して
something
こ
called
れ
the
ちょっと
tar
重たいん
cannon.
ですけど
It's a little
こ
heavy
れで火
equipment,
を消せます
but you could distinguish
はい
the
あ
fire.
の山火事もこれで消せ
You
ます
could even put out forest fires
持っ
with
てくの
this.
重たいですよこれ
But it's very heavy, so you have to, think about when you're carrying this.
これで火を消すことができ
And you
ます
could,
あ見つかりましたね
oh, they find you now.
で
The warriors
こ
found
の
you.
タールキャノンでも
But this
倒せ
tar
ます
cannon is actually usable as a weapon, so you could shoot the warriors too.
倒しましたねはい
Yep, we got him.
ちょっと火を消してもらって
All right, we're
まあ
gonna
別
take
ルー
out
ト
the
行ったらいいん
fire.
ですけど消さなくても
Well, of course, you could take any route, but let's go through the middle.
はいまあ結構重いんで
And it's a very heavy equipment, so he's a little slow.
噴石来ましたあ危ない危ない
Yep, watch out.
でここから結構長いの
Okay, from here, it takes a little while, so I'm gonna skip.
この後もウォリアーズがいっぱい出てき
So
ます
there'll be more warriors coming up.
まあ吉家君今まで大丈夫なんで
And I think Yoshike did a good job,
で
yeah?
この後行き
All
ます
right. We're gonna skip to the next scene for the battle,
ニールが待ってます
where Neil is
ニール
waiting,
と
and the
4人の
warriors, 4 warriors,
ウォリアーズが
are
います
waiting.
ここはこれ結構難しいんで
This is a difficult part.
祈ってください
So could you pray for Yoshike-san, please?
And one thing we should say, Hideo, is this is from pretty early in the game still, right?
そうですそうです
Yes, it's
まあ
from.
クリフも何回か遭遇し
Well,
ま
you
したけど
met Cliff a couple of
ニールの空間
times,
にも
but
何回も
Neil
行
the
きます
same. You go numerous
で
times to
災
this
害の
world,
シーンなんでまあ今回は
and it's the natural
火事ですけど
disaster. This time it's fire, as I said. It could be like the earthquake or the flood, kind of. So you go to that world.
Incredible. All right, well, let's take a look now at this the continuation of this sequence, battling Neil.
So Sam has a lot of equipment. So we're going to show you a little equipment as well. Like, okay, let's wear a cap. So we have so many caps, but this time you could reverse the cap when you wear it. Norman does this. So you could kind of wear it reverse. Great improvement. Also the backpack. You see the back plate, which protects you, or the rotor storage and grenade pouch, and also chiral anti-gravity device. I always put that 3 so that helps my I could put a lot of weight on my backpack. But okay, this is the. Of course, you could change the colors too. But so this is the equipment this time. We have a lot of things on our back. Let's battle Neil.
Okay,
we're going to confront the warriors and Neil. So let's do a little stealthy first. Well, we're just trying to defeat Neil, but we want to get the warriors too. So we'll find one warrior, and we're sneaking behind. And we got him with the rope. Yep. We got one warrior. Yep. All right. Oh, wait. We see Neil right there. And Neil's like looking away. So let's use an assault rifle. Oh, wait. He warped out. All right. We got to find him again. Yeah, you need to kind of do a headshot to the warriors to defeat them. Well, he's doing good. Wait, I think he warped up at the tower. Yeah, and with warriors as well. Well, okay, where should we go? You could go anywhere, so... Yeah, don't be too obsessed with the fireworks. You got to find a route. Okay, I think they're there. So we'll use a grenade. Oh, that's a nice shot. Yeah, this is not really cool, right? But it's okay. Wait a minute. They kind of found him. Oh my god. Uh-oh. All right. Let's change weapons. Oh, that was close. We need to get Neil, though. Well, be careful. Oh, Cryptobite. Yeah, we need to take Cryptobite. Sorry for the life. Well, you're in trouble.
よしよしよし。
All right, good. I think we got him.
Eh, 逃げられましたんで。
Well, I think we got him.
屋上に逃げました。
And maybe he went somewhere. Oh, he went to the rooftop.
はい。ちょっと苦戦してますね、彼はね。
Well, Yoshiki is struggling.
AI なんでどこ行くかわからへんので。
Because it's, you know, AI, I don't know where they're gonna go.
Might it be worth getting up close and personal with them?
まあタワーの上なんでちょっと
Probably
になると思います。
up the tower, so we're gonna go find him.
Building they've garrisoned.
お、ショットガンありますか
Whoa,
ら。
okay, we found a
まあ
shotgun.
接近戦ですね。
All right, we're gonna go close combat.
ちょっと荷物強いすぎですけど。
Yeah, and maybe too much package on our back.
で、まあサム声を出せるんで。
And Sam could also
声をかけ
kind
て
of
おびき寄せたりもできます
make
けど。
noises verbally, so to distract, you know, the warriors or whoever.
呼んでますけど聞こえ
And you
て
could kind of call them. I think they're not hearing Sam yet, but let's try to call them so they'll come right at Sam.
あ、いやいや。はい、ショットガンはい。
Oh, that's a nice shot.
あ、ちょっと上から行きますね。
Yeah, they're probably from above. Let's go above.
あ、スモークを焚いて。
We'll also might use a smoke grenade.
はい。あー、やばいやばい。やばいですねこれ。
Oh, so close.
Oh no. Oh. Oh my gosh.
あ
Uh-oh.
ー。よっしゃ。
Well, that was good. We got him.
Yes. Yoshige.
あ
Oh,
Neil,
and Neil's
Neil.
right there. So we need to get Neil.
ー、スモーク焚くとこっちも見えないんで。
Well, you know, the thing about smoke grenade is they can't see you, but we can't see them too.
で、逃げました。
All right, I think we got him.
で、今度はどうするんですか
All？right, what are we going to do? What are you doing?
あ、これグレネードピストルという。
It's called the grenade
ハン
pistol.
ドガンを入れ
So
る
it's
ホルスターがあるんで、
like a
荷物
handgun.
にしなくても
So you don't have to package it. You could put it in your holster. So it's really good.
あ、
A small
これ
gun.
ちょっとせこい戦い方。
Yeah, it's a,
Nice.
yeah,
これちょっとせこいですね、これ。
yeah. It's a little cheating in a way. I mean, like not cool. It's not like how you really want to battle, but anyways. Oh no!
Oh.
あ、まあ近づくんですね。はい。
All right, we're gonna go different area.
おうや。ニールさん、はい。
Yep, I think we got him.
はい
Okay, we'll change the shotgun.
はい、ジャンプ。あ、いたいた。はい。
There he is. We're getting him.
あ、また。
Oh, he kind of warped out.
で、
All right, where do we head
あ
now?
の方に、オドラデグで方向わかります。
And you can actually check the Ultra deck to see where he is or he warped to. So we're gonna go in that direction.
ちょっと気をつけていきましょうね。
All right, I think we know where he is.
はい、ちょっとピンを。
Probably in the graveyard area.
まあもうニールしかいないと思うんで。
And it's only now Neo. It's a face-off with the.
まだ見つかってない。
Ah, there he is.
かわいそうに。
Yeah, we could pour Neo.
Oh.
Oh, he warped away.
Get him.
どこ行ってる？あ、いたいた。ああ、倒しました。
Yes, we got him.
Did it.
ちょっとね危なかったですね。
Oh, that was a close call.
Did he say nirvana? Is he implying this is some sort of realm for the enlightened?
Okay, up to here.
No more. What'd you guys think of that? I know it's never easy for a creator after spending so many years building a game to finally just show the raw gameplay like that in an unfiltered way in front of the audience on a live stream. So thank you for doing that, Hideo. I think it gives everyone a great sense of the gameplay. Very nice of you.
ちょっと注意事項。
Well, one note.
配達のゲームなんで。
It's a delivery game, okay? Don't forget that.
今回はまあ。
But this time,
戦いたくない人は迂回したり
people could avoid battles if you want. Or you could do stealth play if you want. Or I put in a lot of weapons and things like that in the game as well. So if you want to battle, you could. But the game is about to connect the world, right? So don't forget that meaning.
Well, I do think you have a great balance in it because there's more action, but the deliveries are so beautiful and so incredible, and some of the missions, when you guys get into it, I think you're going to have a great time playing it. So let me ask you guys, having now seen the game demo, probably for the first time too, Shioli, what do you think of what Mr. Kojima has in his head here?
Yeah, it's my first time seeing like the actual game footage. It's so awesome. I don't know, I'm not really good at games myself, but I'll definitely have a friend come over and help me play it.
Yoshike, it's available. You can pop over. Now, Troy, you've done a lot of games. You've worked on a lot of games, development of games. You obviously know what Hideo did with DS1. What's your reaction to seeing that DS2?
This is my favorite part because as much fun as it is making the game, being on the set, and I have to hand it to him, Hideo does a really good job of there's a lot of materials on set when we're there. There's big poster boards and there's a lot of careful diligence that goes into each shot, and so there's a lot of information that we have. With that said, it don't look like that. We're a bunch of goofballs in performance capture suits with cameras hanging off our head in a big gray room. We're idiots being insane. And it's, yes, it's when I co-starred. Nolan North here, everybody. But the best part is every time, and it never gets old, and especially in this game, it's like, oh, that's what it looks like. And it's always better than the movie in my head. So I love that we got to see this for the first time with you guys, and I know it's just a taste of what's to come. I'm just more like, can I get it in my hands right now? Because that's how I feel.
Not long. Woodkid, we've seen some of the quieter moments that you've been a part of in the game. This is obviously a much more action-packed moment. When you were working with Hideo, were you exposed to some of these moments to help inspire the music?
Yeah, all the time. It's the first time I see that sequence finished, and it's so dope. So, yeah, I've been fed these kind of things, but Hideo loves to talk in percentage, so he will show you something, it will be 20% done, or 30% done. And I've seen some of these things 20, 30, 40% done, but now it's really amazing to see the stealth thing and everything. I really want to play it, and we might think that he's showing us everything tonight, and you're seeing nothing.
I know. I would agree. Yes. There is so much to this game. I said that's an early sequence from the game, and I've only played, I think it's maybe half the game, and it's I can't wait to see the rest of it. And we all won't have to wait long. Obviously, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is coming out on June 26th, so later this month, which is very, very special. Well, Hideo, we've seen our live demo. I wanted to ask you, is there anything else that you wanted to share with players today?
For Death Stranding, I want to talk about music a little bit more.
Right.
So, since Yoan's here, Woodkid's here, so I want to kind of make a little announcement about some music things.
Absolutely, yes. Woodkid, we've talked a lot about the music and your collaboration with Hideo. I understand you have some news to share with people about many of your songs that are coming together for a soundtrack album.
Yes, I mean, we know the game's coming out like in June 26th, is that it? But you're going to be able to like experience the world of Death Stranding a little bit before because we made a record, and it's here. It's this guy, and I'm so excited. So excited about it. It is a collection of songs that is an arbitrary contraction of the procedural developments in the game. It's initially hours and hours and hours of music, but we had to make it fit in 2 vinyls. So, yeah.
So digital album, and it's coming out when?
Oh, I think it might be just on pre-order now already.
Yeah.
Right now, actually. Are they pushing the button? Let's push the button. It's out for pre-order now, and it's out in a week. On June 13th.
So what's cool is the album is coming out June 13th ahead of the game. So if you want to get a little preview sonically of what you're going to get to experience in the game, next Friday, the Woodkid album will be out. And that has, more than a dozen tracks, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's there's some variations, and there's even a featuring by someone called Hideo Kojima in it, in one of the songs.
Tell us more, Hideo, can you?
Yeah. It's nothing, really.
Okay.
It's not. It's amazing. It's my favorite track.
Well, we'll be listening next weekend. Speaking of the soundtrack, I think there's one more thing that you wanted to share with all of us about it, right?
Yes, all the songs are great. Like super. But you have like To the Wilder on your streaming service. And you kind of see the album like grayed out, right? You could see the title. And I think some of you realized. But I wanted to show you a little kind of behind the scenes of that.
Great. Behind the scenes of To the Wilder. Check this out.
So, Elle, I recorded the whole version myself because there's a version where I sing it all.
Yes.
We're gonna redo it all, just you, chorus, verses.
Yes.
See where you feel the most at ease.
Yes. So far away, I'll reach you.
Beautiful.
To the wilder, to the wilder, to the wilder you. But if you doubt and question what the future holds, remember there's no place you can't call home. Who we
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. It's getting there.
It's To the Wilder, mainstream, please, first.
Well, that seems like a bit of a reveal. We know To the Wilder with Woodkid, but it looks like Elle is also doing a version of this?
Yes.
Teen Spirit.
I saw L's Teen Spirit,
サントラも持ってるんです
and I actually have the soundtrack.
で L さんに
And
歌ってほしかったんで、
I wanted L to
まあ、
sing.
津田ワイルダーができた時に、
So when
デュエ
To
ッ
the
ト
Wilder was
ヨアン
made,
にどうって言
I
ったら
told Yoan, said,
なんと
why
ヨ
don't
アンとエル
we
タ
have
は
L
エルさんの
sing?
友達で、
But then Yoan said,
以
no,
前ステージで歌って
she's my friend, and we sang together once, and it was such a coincidence. And I didn't know. I felt the connection there
ま
too.
あ、歌っていただいて、
So that's why I had L sing the song with Yoan Woodkid.
Yeah, Johan, I know you have a long relationship with Al, right?
Yeah, I shot, as a director, I shot Elle when she was 14, so I've known her for a long time. And 10 years ago, we sang on stage at the Montreux Jazz Festival, and she has such an amazing voice. And on top of just giving so much with the interpretation of the song, she really changed the meaning of the lyrics by her interpretation. So I really, really love that version. And what you've seen here is just a snippet of just all the things we've put together in that record, and the Suginami Junior chorus also that we recorded in Japan with Hideo. That was on my previous record that I brought back on the soundtrack and the orchestra in Paris. So it's been just being all around the world, and the big moment of it was like singing this song with Elle. So I'm so grateful. I wish she was here tonight so I could tell her how much I love her, and I'm grateful that she's on that record with us.
Can't wait to hear it. Is it the same lyrics? Is it different? What can you tell us about the song?
Well, you have to pre-order it, and you will know exactly what this version is like. There's a few versions of To the Wilder on that record, actually.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll experience it hopefully next weekend. Very, very cool. Hideo, this track, is it something that, is it just for the album, or will this be in the game too?
まあ、アルバム買っていただいて、
Well, I want everyone to pre-order.
まあ、To the Wild はすごいいい曲で、
To the Wilder is such a great
まあ、
song.
劇中いっぱいかかるんですけど、
And of course, it's played a lot in the
ところ
game.
でかかるんですけど、
At one moment, there's
この
this
時はもうやばい
this
と
time, it's like really emotional. You'll have all your liquids coming out from your body.
アルバム買ってください。
But first, you need to test it,
Sure.
so pre-order.
There's also a vinyl version, made a beautiful limited vinyl with all the beautiful design from the game, and it's also on pre-order now, I think.
Wow.
Like everything's like available to pre-order now.
And vinyl's coming a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's great. The soundtrack, obviously, as we mentioned, will be out on June 13th, so this coming Friday, you'll get to experience the soundtrack and, of course, the game on June 26th. Well, we're approaching the end of today's show. We don't want to spoil too much of the game for you guys before you play it. But I know today is just the beginning, really the first stop of the World Strand Tour. It's back, right?
はい。まあ、26日発売ですけど、
Yes, 26 is the release date, but then afterwards I go to Sydney. The release date will be in Tokyo for an event, and then I go to Paris, London, and then after that go to parts of Asia. And I'm going to do this all throughout this year to everywhere in the world. So 12 countries, I think, probably. And from November, we'll have this Orchestra Death Stranding tour. And of course, that goes all around the world, so I might go. And maybe Johan Woodkid participate in this. All other musicians will participate in this classic, orchestra tour too.
Yes, it's going to be a busy year for you, and I know you're in Sydney later this week. So it's so kind of you to come out and be a part of Summer Game Fest and the show on Friday and today, and sharing some of the game with the world for the first time here. Well, before we conclude tonight's premiere, I want to go around and see if anyone has any closing remarks on their thoughts on the chance to collaborate with Hideo and this game, starting with you, Woodkid.
Well, go play that game, because it's quite an adventure. I want to thank Hideo for having me on board. I'm so grateful. I was so free to propose things, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm glad you connected with my darkness the way I connected with yours. And thank you for allowing me so much like CPU megabytes for the music, because it usually always comes last, and this time it came first, and so I had so much like CPU allowance for the music. So there's so much amazing things you're going to see on that game. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hideo, very, very much.
We did an incredible job, and it's, as you said, a true collaborator with Hideo on the music Troy, you've done a lot of games. Does this one feel any different to you?
Yeah, man, if it doesn't, then I should get out of this business. It always feels weird to say something so personal in such a public format, but over a decade ago, you hired me for a job, and before you left, you said, or a while later, you came to me and you said, I'm working on a great role for a great game. And you make good on that promise, my friend. And you've not only done it once, but you've done it twice. And when you say you're going to make a great game, you deliver on that promise. So thank you for giving me a job, and thank you for having me back.
No, Hideo is one of the most loyal, upstanding guys out there, and I know he really values his collaboration with you, Troy. You guys have done amazing things in the first game, and just wait until you guys see Higgs in DS2. It's pretty wild. Shirley, this was your first collaboration with Hideo, going from the outreach from him to ask you to be in the game, doing the English and the Japanese voices. I know I've seen on Instagram you being in the studio, you know, recording the Japanese voice. I know this has been a big collaboration for you. Any final thoughts on what it was like to work with Hideo?
I don't even know where to begin. Every single process, as an actor, it was the first time to challenge everything with the shoot, ADR, but I think Hideo really understands what we go through as actors. Just talking about the music, we had like little ear things in our ear, and he'd just play your music, and just something small like that. We don't have a film set, but it really brings all the emotions out, and it's really rare that during like the ADR process, I had a few times where I was almost about to cry because just his storytelling and the music and everything, when it comes together, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Everything was beyond imagination. So, 本当にありがとうございます. I'm so proud to be a part of this. Thank you.
Rainey has some great moments as well in the game that you'll get to see when you play it. Well, we have one last special message from Elle. Let's take a look at that now.
Hi, it's Elle again. I hope you all enjoyed the Death Stranding 2 on the beach game premiere. I can't wait for you to see tomorrow in action and for you to play the game.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Al. Well, before we wrap it up, we have to give the last word of this special celebration to the one and only Hideo Kojima.
Death
Stranding is about a game of connection. And when I tried to create 2, everyone experienced the pandemic, right? Together. Everyone was solitude, alone. And people were worried what's going to happen to the future. But then I had to create DS2. And, you know, I talked with Norman, you know, Leia, Troy supported me as well. And the new members, Elle, Shiori, and Yoan as well. We became connected for DS2, and now we're finished. So the game is about connection, but even development was all about connection. So strange story, but when you try to create a connection game, I kind of follow my connection that I had. And I want you to feel that too. And not just us. Everyone had this real experience, and it's in there, what you experienced during the pandemic as well, and I wouldn't have made it with all of these people, including you. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you for all that you do, Hideo. I know we're all very excited to play Death Stranding 2. Thanks to you, thanks to all our guests on stage, thanks to Elle, and thanks to all of you for watching online, being here in person. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is available for pre-order now and launches exclusively on PlayStation 5 on June 26th. And you can check out PlayStation.com for more information on the game. In the meantime, to all of you in the audience and for those tuning in on the live stream, thank you so much for giving us your time and watching this. We hope you enjoyed today's game premiere for Death Stranding 2 on the beach for PlayStation 5. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.